Hi everyone, just my accountability video for my reading. I still have not finished editing the video with the author of last week's book, so I'm still doing that. But this is the book this is the video and the book that I was supposed to finish on Sunday. It's called Uncommon Sense Teaching, Practical Insights in Brain Science to Help Students Learn, written by 3 different authors. It was published in 2021. The reason why I picked this book up was because I'm a teacher. I teach martial arts for a living. I think yesterday was officially 11 years as a full-time profession teaching martial arts. And that's pretty cool. But I also find that it's necessary to sort of sit back and review teaching strategies and upskill a little bit and sort of help the other coaches and myself to improve teaching techniques. So this book was sort of read with that in mind. This book does a really good job of explaining how we learn, how we create connections in our brains, the most effective processes we can use to reinforce the connections between neurons and the synaptic connections that we need to learn. It does a great job of explaining heaps of things that you need to learn as a teacher, and I think that's something that we don't have a good support network as martial artists, as like a teaching support network, because there's just people think that we're personal trainers. We're not personal trainers, we're teachers. And I think if the second you understand that, then it becomes a lot easier to upskill. This book discusses how we move information from working memory, so that's what we're thinking about at the time, I guess, to long-term memory, so how we remember things and things that are more useful. I found the discussions on declarative versus procedural memory very interesting. Particularly our style of teaching in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu uses, some people use more declarative teaching and some people use more procedural methods, and I think that was quite interesting. I'm just going to read a little bit of an excerpt in here that I thought was probably the most applicable. Where's my bookmark? The most applicable to people who are doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I've lost. Here it is. So this is talking about exercise in relation to learning. While we're speaking of physical exercise, we want to point out the value of physical exercise in learning. Exercise produces a fertilizer-like substance in the brain called BDNF, which stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. BDNF helps new dendritic spines pop out. That's the part of the neurons that connect to other neurons. Having these spines already handy makes it easier to create new neural connections. It's kind of like having a bit of yarn just waiting around to be woven into some material. Just one session of exercise will build students' BDNF levels, but regular exercise builds those levels even more. Exercise also helps with neurogenesis, that is, the birth of new neurons, that also play an important role in new learning and improvement of mood. Through a variety of effects, physical exercise also helps buffer the negative effects of stress on students' cognition. To achieve this buffering, at least 1 hour of moderate to vigorous activity per day is recommended. This is why eliminating student recess as a way of giving more class time for instruction is a poor idea. Exercise, in fact, helps students focus and learn more efficiently when they're in class and helps them feel better all the way around. There are lots of really nice little neuroscientific diagrams throughout the book. If you are interested in improving your teaching methods, then I think this book is really good. I really enjoyed it. I think it's worthwhile having a go through. And it's a pretty short read. It's like 150 pages, 250 pages or so, but I think it's worthwhile. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Check it out, and I'll try to get some editing done. Peace.